Selina, before we get too stuck into your story, I want to go way, way, way back and ask you, what did you want to be when you were growing up?
Okay. Basically, 1 minute, yeah. Okay, as a child, I never knew I would end up becoming a nurse, actually. For your information, I'm a cat lover. And when I was young, every time my cat get injured, it was like calling for me to care and nurse them, right? So I suppose it was my early training, yeah. And when I was in school those days, I just loved biology and chemistry subjects. So where else can I got if not into medical line? So yeah.
But that means you wanted to be what, a vet?
Not really. Actually, I don't have a specific ambition, but it's just that I love medical, something to do with a medical line.
Okay, yeah. So medicine and science was calling to you. You just didn't know quite what it was then.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. So why did you decide on a career as a nurse in the end then?
Okay. Basically, what I love to do that time is I like to treat people, you see, when they have an issue of stress, I mean, emotional affected. I'm a very good listener, actually. So at times, my father actually, he's not very well. He actually had a cancer. So, and I really looked into him as my role model to become a strong person. Okay, so he suffered about 1 year of cancer, and during that time, it makes me think that I should do something to treat other people if, let's say, I can't give all this to my father. And it happened, actually, my father only suffer from that cancer disease about a few months only. So from there, I just promised to myself that I really want to treat people because I can't treat my father before.
How old were you then?
During that time, I was about 13 years old in a secondary school.
Wow.
My goodness, 13 years old and your dad being diagnosed with late stage cancer and being a part of helping to look after him and everything.
Yeah.
Huge decision for such a little girl.
Yeah, but after that, another sad episode of my life, my mother also having a cancer. Okay. And again, I couldn't take care of her because at that time I was having a training in UK for my heart transplant education. So she passed away when I was not around. So I just went to UK, I think about 2 weeks. And while I'm there, my mother passed away. So this is another thing that made me feel that I need to do something to help people.
You were in the UK studying heart transplant as a doctor, or?
No, I'm involved in a transplant team when I was in one of the cardiac hospital in KL.
So was this when you were already a nurse, or?
Yes, I was already a nurse.
Right. Okay. I see. Okay.
So at that point, you knew you're already a nurse, but you knew that this was the life for you because you wanted to give back.
Yeah, I feel quite bad during that time because I take care of people, but my own family, my mother also, I cannot take care of them. So, but it's okay. I know that this is something from God that I have to accept it. Yeah.
It's interesting, though. I'm sure your parents would not have wanted you to take care of them, which is why, you know, things sometimes happen. They are for the benefit of the child, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So, but back in the time when you made the decision to go into nursing, before you even started your training and you were telling your family and friends about this decision of yours, how did they react? What did they think or feel about your decision to go into nursing? I mean, had anyone else in your family been a nurse or been in the medical line?
Nobody from my family members in a medical line. So, and in fact, my friends, they are quite surprised when they knew that I'm actually a nurse, okay? Because they thought that I'm going to be a pharmacist because I love biology and also the chemistry subject, you see. And this decision actually is a last minute decision. I got two offers actually, being a teacher or a nurse. But
Right.
maybe I feel during that time I'm more interested to be a nurse. So that's why I take up the position.
Stuck with your medicine. Oh,
Yes.
your first love, right?
Yeah, true,
So
true.
what were your training years like? I mean, was it a tough learning experience? Was it something that was quite shocking or really wonderful and enjoyable? Or
Okay,
all?
yeah. Actually, when I being accepted to do my nursing course, it it's about 3 years, 3 years nursing course. I was attached in one of the government hospital, very busy hospital. And during that time, I never expect that I have to take care of the patients, uh, very ill patients, you see. I thought it's just the ordinary, straightforward cases, yeah. But before we are going to the clinical area, they actually equip us with all this knowledge, the theory part. So basically, the theory part is not much problem for me because it's something that you need to read. But when come to the clinical part, you have really to implement whatever that you learn to the clinical area. Yeah,
Right.
but sometimes the clinical part is not actually you can get it from theory, you see. So it's again based from your experience day to day.
But
Yeah.
they
Right.
basically threw you in the deep end. You thought that I'm a new nurse, I'm just in training. They'll give me the simple ones, but they give you the toughest ones, is it?
But I take it positive. Yeah, a lot of things that I can learn from there. Yeah.
So can you give us a story about one of those tough cases where nothing in your theory books were anything
Nothing
relevant to
covered.
what you had at hand? What did you have to do? How did you manage it? Tell us a story.
Okay. One of the things when I deal with MVA case, the motor vehicle accident. Yeah.
Hmm.
In TV, we just watch that all the laceration, the fracture, not really the real one. But when I came down to the clinical area in the orthopedic ward, yeah, so we can really see how actually they perform the CPR with all these patients very bad condition. So that's one thing. Another thing, when this is after my nursing course completed, I was attached to cardiac hospital. So whereby I was in ICU to witness the patient post-operative cardiac surgery. And when the patient came back from the OT, the operating theater, suddenly patient was not doing good. Patient was bleeding, the blood pressure dropping, and it's really, really a mess during that time. So we have no choice. The doctor have to open the chest and do a cardiac massage
Wow, with
straight
his
away.
hand.
Yeah. So you can really see it. So during that time, I'm just a first year staff nurse, you see, just newly qualified, and I observe all this. Uh, and the worst part is that it was my first patient that I have to look after. So I really don't know what to do, but I was so lucky that all my seniors, my sisters, the nurse managers are helping me. So I just stand still at one corner because don't know what to do, you see.
Right.
So you did not have to do the heart massage, but you read about it in your theory, though, did you?
Yeah, we read it, but we never see the real one. You see, it's really real because the doctor, the surgeon just put the glove and massage the real heart in front of me.
My
And how long did you have to
gosh.
massage for? How long was that case? Did everything come out
Okay,
okay?
most of the cases they survive, but sometimes we have to push back the patient to operation theater to make sure that the bleeding is stopped. and we really make sure everything's okay. So it depends on the individual.
But what
Wow.
about that guy, your first patient after you graduated as staff nurse, your first patient with his heart cracked open, right? With the doctor's hand inside pumping the
Yeah,
heart. How did he
yeah.
do?
Okay, that patient, actually we need to push the patient to operating theater, and after that they find the cause of the bleeding, and they managed to secure it. Yeah,
Right.
thank God he survived actually.
So now are you a heart massage expert now that anytime that happens, you just know exactly what to do?
For us, of course, we need to equip ourselves with basic life support,
Mm,
right? So to do the straight, direct cardiac massage is only in the ICU or in the operation theater. Yeah.
right.
Mm.
I don't know how I would handle seeing someone's chest open up and then someone doing that in front of me. I think to be a nurse, you need to be prepared for stuff like this, right? Were you like
Yeah, yeah.
already bracing yourself for I'm gonna see a lot of blood, I'm gonna see a lot of things like that? Do you have to
Yeah.
prepare yourself for stuff like that? Mentally at
Actually,
least?
it is naturally come in yourself, you see. I can tell you, not all people, not any people can be a nurse.
Yeah.
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 So basically, it's naturally comes to me. It's inside me already. So I don't mind to play with the blood or even any dirty things. It's
Right.
okay for me. Yeah.
I would be the worst nurse ever. People would have to help me because I would have passed out on the ground already. My God.
Um, so, when you'd graduated and you were sort of this freshly minted nurse,
Mm,
right? Straight
yeah.
off the printing press and into the wards and stuff. What was your thinking or feeling or experience there of basically having all of these different lives to look after and having to sort of be in 5 different places all at the same time?
Mm,
What was that experience like of, okay, I'm here now, I've done it, there's no turning back, I'm a nurse.
mm, mm. Okay, basically, what the most important thing that you should have is that you have your own objective. When you come to the specific ward, you have to do a bit of studies. You need to see what type of patients that you are actually nurse, yeah, so that whatever happened to the patient, any sign of the symptom that you can detect early, you can treat them, yeah. But the most important thing in nursing, the spirit of teamwork is very important, yeah. You are not working alone. Nursing, the unique thing is that everyone is contributing their effort, okay. We are actually supporting each other, yeah. Even though like our current process, one nurse actually looking after 5 patients in the ward, okay. But it doesn't mean that we are only looking there to these 5 patients. The rest of the patients also will attend, yeah. So in terms of the support, is really make a difference from us, yeah, because we cannot work alone. We need the support from the team. So I'm considered lucky because my colleagues are very, very helpful, yeah. And even the doctors also that I work with, they are really understand our pressure being a nurse in the ward. It's not only with the patients, but also with the family members, the visitors, yeah, to deal with the complaints, their concerns, yeah. We understand that, yeah, but it's just we need to be strong, that's all, yeah. Strong, and also we have to be united, yeah.
I love that. United, the secret team.
Yeah.
Talking about family members, you were married soon after becoming a nurse. How,
Yes.
with such a busy schedule, with so much going on, how did you meet your husband? What's the story there?
Okay, actually, we are schoolmate actually.
Right.
we
Ah,
we were separated for quite some times because he was my senior, 1 year senior, yeah. So after SPM, he left. I didn't receive any news about him, but after 6 years, after I completed after 6 years, around 6 years, then only he met me, you see. uh, it happened that when I was trained in General Hospital in Lekka, actually, So the mom actually, his mom actually stayed in Malacca. So it happened we met in Pasar Malam actually, night
Did,
market.
did you
Oh,
bump into each
nice.
other by chance or what?
After 6 years, you see. So I really surprised, you see, because I never expect that we can meet again after 6 years being apart. And that's why I believe that this Malacca is really a historical uh, place, you see. Yeah,
Magical too, by the sounds of it.
yes,
Yeah.
So both of you accidentally at Pasar Malam at the same time. Were you buying
yeah.
makan from the same store?
Not really, actually. We just passed
Wow.
by there, and suddenly I feel like I did met this guy,
I
but I
know
can't
you.
remember
Yeah.
where. Yeah.
So was it love at first sight, or did it take a few? Did it take a while?
No, actually, I knew him when he was in Form 5 and I was in Form 4. We are in the same, from the same school.
Right. But I
Yeah.
mean, at that point, what was he doing? Was he?
How did JD wants to know how you fell in love,
Yeah.
basically. Was it love at first sight or did you guys court for a while?
Yeah.
No, actually, after we lost touch, yeah, I still believe that one day I can meet him again.
Oh
Yeah.
lah.
So
So
that's why
even in
I'm
school
very
lah.
loyal. See.
Right. So even in school, you were thinking about him.
Yes. Just at the end of my SPM time, you see. So he left already, but during that time he worked somewhere near my place. So after that, suddenly he disappeared to
Right.
nowhere. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Did you ever ask him where he disappeared to?
Um, I did ask, but he just tell me that he wanted me to concentrate in my studies because he knew that I have a big ambition.
Right.
Oh.
Okay. Wow.
You
So
don't want to disturb me. Yeah.
thank goodness for the Pasar Malam
Yeah.
then. My God.
Okay, so talking about ambitions, nurses work crazy shifts, especially having to deal with on-call and, emergencies that come in.
Mm.
How did you, plan and balance your work life and family life when you had children? Because you've got 3 children, is that right?
Yeah. I have 5 children actually.
Oh my, okay,
5.
sorry,
Wow.
Yeah.
fives. How
And
on earth did
twins.
you do that? Twins! Oh my goodness! How?
Supposed to be 4, but ended up with 5. Okay.
Bonus,
How do you
bonus.
do that with the life that you have? I mean, the work and everything.
I'm not sure because this is something I think God gave me the strength, you see. Okay, and I consider myself as a lucky person because my husband is really, really supportive. Yeah. And he actually able to look after children, you see. So I'm considered very lucky because when I will be on night duty, he's the one actually taking care of my children, even the during the babies my
Right.
twins.
Right.
Yeah, so he able to take care, and I can tell you all my children actually is more attached to him.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Was he working still, or did he stop working to help with
No,
looking
he's
after the
still
kids?
working, he's still working.
But do they understand, the kids, even though they're closer to dad, do they understand why you had to work so much or why you had to work so hard?
Yeah, they understood, and actually my children are very independent because most of the time they only see my husband, you see, because I'm working morning shift and the next week afternoon shift, then in night shift, so they actually very seldom to see me in a long period of time.
Right.
Yeah.
How do you manage, the very emotional work that you have to go through as a nurse? As you said, you are dealing with your patients, you're dealing with your patients' families, you're dealing
Mm-hmm.
with the doctors and their own emotions towards things. And then you've got your children at home with what they're going through, your husband, your own needs. I mean, how did you manage your emotions when, they were needed? You were needed so many different places.
Okay, I'm the type of person that will not bring any problem back to home. Okay, so once I reach home, I leave every problem behind me. Okay, so but I do tell my husband what actually the problem that I'm facing for today, and he get used to this. You see, so actually he's the one. Most of the time, he's the one who advised me. So you have to be focused, you have to be strong. I'm supporting you. Don't worry. Our children is very well understand your situation. So for me, when you as a nurse, the most important thing that you have, you should have is the family support. This is very important. And your spouse should understand, yeah, they have to understand our nature of work is not that straightforward. Yeah, they have to learn, they have to put their commitment also into ourselves. Yeah.
What's the most rewarding thing you find about your job? And can you share a story about why that's so?
Okay. The most rewarding experience that I have so far, this is something to do with my one of my heart transplant patient. Okay, you know, after a few years, I'm being a staff nurse. Then I'm being promoted to the assistant nurse manager, and after that, I decided to channel a bit my career to transplant coordinator. Yeah, so I actually very interested in doing this transplant coordinating, because you see, you can see how the patient in the organ transplant list waiting for a donor, yeah,
Mhm.
until they receive the organ, and then subsequent that how they actually have their back their own, I mean the real life. Okay, so this happened to one of my patient, yeah, he's around uh 15 years old during that time. All
Oh,
right.
15.
Yeah. He's very smart, smart child actually. Yeah. Unfortunately, because the condition of his heart, he cannot go to school. Yeah. But he's actually a top student in his school. All right. So he has to spend most of his time in ward. Okay. In fact, he's the first patient with a mechanical assist device. This mechanical assist
Wow.
device is temporary used to support his heart until we manage to get the organ for him. All right. So most of his life he spent it in the ward, and actually we already have a good relationship. Yeah,
Mm.
not only with him but also with the family members. Yeah, because the most important for the organ transplant patient that waiting for the organ, we need to support them mentally. Yeah, because they always have this feeling, if I can't get the heart, I will die soon. So this is very, very desperate situation. Yeah.
Mhm.
So here, where as a transplant coordinator, I have to support them in terms of their psychological, and also in terms of what actually the next phase for them. Yeah. So we have to do some sort like organ donation awareness. Yeah. Because without the organ, without the donor, we can't get the organ. You see. So this is something that we need to alert our public that there are so many people in the organ transplant list that really need heart or lungs.
Did
Okay.
this boy do well eventually though? He is he doing well now?
Yeah, he's well now. He's very well. Okay, so we managed to get a donor. Yeah, so it's very challenging time during when I received the donor call. So actually, the donor is coming from another state. You see, so we need to be very
Gosh.
fast working in a team. Yeah, because we need to preserve the organ only 3 to 4 hours that it can, I mean, we have to preserve it and then being transplant to the recipient. Okay.
So within 4 hours, it has to have gone from where
Yes.
it at right into the body.
Yes. So
Wow.
between 3 to 4 hours, starting from we harvested the organ from the donor. So
Mm.
we have to bring back this organ, we preserve it with a special solution, and transplant it to the patient waiting for organ.
Do you use the ice box like they have in the TV series?
TV,
Like
right? Yeah.
Grey's Anatomy is
What
like the
is
Uh,
yeah?
lunchbox,
yes,
ice box.
yes, it's
Okay.
something like that.
Right.
Yeah, but we keep it with a solution. We call it formalin to mix
Right,
with
right, right.
Yeah,
Wow.
Right.
So doing
yeah,
your job, you really need to have a good heart to do it, basically.
yeah,
Because there's a lot of
yeah.
heart transplants, right? But I'm so happy that the boy is actually doing. How old is he now?
I think he's now already 20 plus.
Do you keep in touch with him still?
Only with the mom.
Right, right. Okay. He's doing
Wow.
well or whatever it is. Good.
Gosh.
Yeah, yeah.
So, um, this is maybe a silly question, but what happens to the patient's original heart? Does it get buried or does it go to the?
His heart
Yeah.
Like,
doesn't,
I've
yeah.
always wondered.
Okay, this patient that we received, we consider as a donor. The donor actually already brain deaf.
Right.
Okay, so like this case, if I'm not mistaken, this donor met with an accident. Yeah, so he suffered from brain death. So the family actually decided to donate the heart, the kidney, and a few other organs.
Right.
I can't remember.
Oh, wait. I
Yeah.
think, oh, you mean the boy?
I mean the
The
boy, I mean
boy's
your
original
patient,
heart.
your
Oh,
patient. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I always
Yeah.
wonder what do hospitals do? What did you do with the heart?
the original heart.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. The original heart. Okay. So when we actually when the surgeon cut out the native heart of this patient, yeah, I need to bring this organ to lab for something like investigation for send for histopathology, yeah.
Right.
And I have a funny story here because I'm so tired during that time, you see, because it's really tired. I can't remember where did I put the organ actually.
What?
But
You misplaced the heart.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Actually, this case happened to my the other case. You see, there's another heart transplant patient, not this patient. That's another case because another case involved a young lady, yeah,
Right.
15 years old. He actually went twice for heart transplant surgery. The first transplant surgery was failed because the heart actually not compatible with this patient.
So
Okay,
Right.
she rejected the
so
heart.
yeah, rejection there. So within I think within 24 hours we managed to perform another second heart transplant because
Wow.
we are so lucky that time because we received another call, donor call. Yeah. So we worked non-stop. And for me, I actually did not sleep for 3 days.
That's why you didn't remember where you put the heart.
Wow. 3
Yeah,
days.
yeah,
That's
yeah, correct.
incredible.
All right. So when I was called to get to take this native heart, I supposed to send to the lab. All right. But I can't remember actually until the next morning when I woke up and my boss asked me to prepare some slide for the press conference, you see. So I just thought, where did I put the heart now? Because I can't remember. So I was so stressed up during that time, and I ran up to the operation theater, asked one of the nurse there, did you see that I came here and took the blood, the heart? So they said that, yes, sister, you took it already. And I can't believe it. I said that I need to check in CCTV. Is it me, the one that took the heart or not? Because I really can't remember, you
Right.
see.
But did you
So
take it to the
when we,
right place eventually?
wait, I will
Ah,
tell you some
okay.
more, okay? All right. So when we look into the CCTV, yes, confirm it's me who took the heart.
But you
see,
couldn't
in
remember
a
it.
in a bag, you see. But then I still cannot figure out where this organ went to. So okay, never mind. I just sit down at one corner thinking back, and I then suddenly thought of this the parents. I just want to give a call to the parents to say whether they are to ask whether they are okay or not. So I give a call to the mom, okay, and the mom answer, hi sister, how are you? So I told her that I'm very sleepy, I don't have enough sleep. So I just asked her, uh, uh, where are you now? So she answered me that, actually sister, I'm on the way to our kampong. So I was surprised. Hey, how come you're on the way to your kampong? Because your daughter is still here. No, sister, don't you remember that you gave me the heart?
Oh.
So that's the reason why we are going back to kampong to bury it. My God, I was so stressed during that time. I told them, please please come back here. Don't bury the heart. I need the heart. I need the heart. So the mom actually asked me, hey, what happened, sister? Don't you the one who gave me the heart? So that's why I want to bury it. No, no, no. I will explain to you later. My God, you know, the best part is that until today, my boss never knew about this story.
now, now they will. Oh my God, after this.
But never mind, I'm not working there
Oh
anymore.
my
It's okay.
God.
Oh my God,
I was
brilliant.
I was like, please tell me you didn't take the heart. You went home and then put it in the fridge, and then your husband opens the
Oh,
fridge.
yeah.
What is this? So that would have been even worse as well. Oh
So
my
the parents
God.
actually came back and give back the heart to me. My God, I don't know how to tell you all my feeling during that time. I'm so stressful.
I'm
I
sorry. I'm
can,
sorry we're laughing. It's very serious. It's not, but I'm sorry that we're laughing at this. It's
but
so
it's
funny.
hilarious
It's quite funny though.
also. It's
Oh my
these are the
God.
kind of stories which would be amazing in a book.
Oh,
So yeah, I'd love I thank you so much for
oh my
sharing that.
God.
And I'm sure your boss will find it a hilarious story now enough years has passed.
Oh.
Oh dear, my gosh. Um,
But actually, the best part is that I can see day by day the recovery phase for this patient. You see, this lady spent quite long, I think about 15 months in the ward. You see, until she fully recovered. And
15
actually, we
months.
have a very good relationship. I just treat her as if she is my daughter. You see, and the sad part is that when I left to Saudi, I get the offer to work in Saudi. And a few months after I left, I heard that she passed away
Oh
actually.
no.
oh
Yeah.
bless.
That's sad.
And I have to take emergency leave, you see, because I can't work just thinking uh, I should be there. I should be there to support the mother actually. But I couldn't because I was in Middle East that time.
Was it the heart that failed?
What I heard is that she did not take the medication.
Oh
So
man.
for
Right.
those people that having this, I mean the transplant patient, they have to be on the medication for the whole of their life actually.
The
Right.
So
immunosuppressants, right?
yes, correct,
Mm,
immunosuppressant drugs. Yeah.
yeah.
Mm.
It seems to me that I was going to ask you this question. What's the hardest thing about being a nurse? And it seems to me probably one of the hardest things is you always being away when something big in your personal life is happening because of your work. You're away, like
Yeah.
with your mother and like with this young lady as well.
Mm. Mm.
Um, Outside of those things of, I guess, not being able to be where you want to be, um, what would you say is sort of the hardest things nurses have to deal with?
Okay. Basically, if you have the patient, you will not experience what is the hard thing to do, you see, because if you have the patience being a nurse, you will overcome all the obstacles. Yeah, as long you treat your patient as part of your family members, I think all these obstacles, all the challenges, you can do, you can do it.
Mm.
Yeah. So it's just a matter how you deal with the patients and the family members. You have to have a very good communication skill. You have to have this empathy feeling, yeah, and also you have to treat them as they are part of your family members. It will be perfect, yeah.
Mm.
So this is something that some tips that as a nurse, yeah, if you want to be to have a difference, these are the tips. Yeah.
Mm. And just adding on to that, obviously being someone who's had 5 children herself, that's to a young nurse starting out some tips. What would you add on to a young nurse who's starting out, who's got plans of having her own family one day? What tips can you add on there?
Okay. The most important thing, they have to be very disciplined. Time management is very important. And another thing, they have to be good support from the spouse. Okay. So, I mean, if you feel that you have all this, yeah, I think they don't have an issue to overcome all the obstacles. Yeah, the most important is support from family. Yeah, they have to be very disciplined and they have to have a good time management. Yeah.
That's brilliant advice, actually, for people who aren't even nurses. So thank you for that. As a parent, that's very helpful. You're director of nursing. Can you paint a picture of what it was like for the nurses who were on the front lines of the pandemic when it hit our country, and the ongoing battle that all of you are still facing so bravely, especially now that the numbers are going back up again?
Yeah. Okay, this is something new for us. Yeah. For me, I believe this pandemic actually make us more close. Okay. Uh, it's not easy for my nurses to nurse a patient with something new disease that we are facing right now, COVID-19. All right. So we have no experience at all. Okay. And we actually doing it based from what is being discussed among our doctors and also what we receive the guidelines from the KKM. All right. So basically, my nurses, when we started have this pandemic, the first thing that I brief them is that we have to be strong mentally and physically. We never knew, yeah, if let's say one of us get affected, it will affect more people. So this is where we have to be very strong physically because we need to cover our colleagues, because once they are being quarantined, you have to cover them. And I have the experience even now. I have 11 of my staff have to be quarantined from the same unit. And this is where the rest of the colleagues have to support them. They work actually non-stop. Even they have to work double shift. Double shift means 12 hours. Yeah.
Right.
So it's not easy. But for me, as a Don, I cannot help them much in clinical. But what I can do is all about the psychological support, keep reminding all of them to comply with the standard operating procedure. Yeah. And actually, I on standby for 24 hours. I always tell them, please don't be hesitate to call me at any time, because I want to face all this challenge, this pandemic together. Not only my nursing staff facing it, I need to be with them, because for me, full support is coming from me. And I will feel bad if any one of my staff being quarantined because they are not complying to
Right.
standard operating procedure, because this is my duty to make sure my staff are all safe, not only the staff, but also the patients and the family members. Yeah, because a lot of things has changed. We have to follow the standard guidelines. Yeah, all these preventive measures, hand hygiene, wearing masks. Okay, the distance have to look after a lot of things actually. And not only that, my nurses also being stressed up because the family members, they don't understand sometimes.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the things is that we not allow them to visit the family members once they are already diagnosed as COVID-19. So this is where the nurses actually have to have a good communication, you see. They have to explain what's the reason they can't be visiting the family members. Yeah. So this is something extra, something new for us. Yeah. I think I I I feel that the family members have the right to have all these concerns. You see, we understood that, but sometimes what we need that they also understand why the reason that they are not allowed to be with this patient. Yeah.
It must be very hard for the family members of the nurses, though,
I'm
as
for
well.
the yes, especially those nurses that have a small children. Yeah, So they have to be extra careful.
Mm.
Yeah. Mm.
Well, thank you so much, Francina, for spending this time with us and sharing your wonderful stories.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
And sharing a little bit of insight, on how brave and strong all of you have to be, and how it's nonstop, it's relentless. For those who are at home wishing COVID would end, I'm sure you guys are wishing for it to end just so you can have a rest, a sit down, for very different reasons. So thank you so much for your ongoing fight for us. You really are our superheroes.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, I would like to take this opportunity, since our Nurses Day will be on the 12th May soon.
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
So I would like to wish all the nurses out there happy Nurses Day in advance. Yeah. I really, really thank you all for all your great effort in fighting this pandemic. Because I witness it every day, you see. So it's something that you cannot describe it, how difficult we are, okay? Especially those nurses that work in this COVID ward. It's really, really tough, okay? So what we actually want to make sure is that here everyone play a major role. We need to do something to put this situation, to stop this situation. Just bear in mind that if the public is not following the SOP, a proper standard operating policy, yeah, they're not wearing masks, they are not taking care of the distance, all sort of things, this will never end. So from the frontliner part, yeah, we understood that we have to do this job, yeah, but we just want people to understand that we have to work together to fight this. Yeah.
It's everybody's responsibility.
Yes, true.
Puan Salina, thank you so much for this chat. Thank you for being so inspirational, and also thank you so much for finding that heart and that you actually accidentally gave away.
It's not me who find the heart. You see, it's a teamwork. Yeah,
Right.
I have a very good teamwork, and the people with me are very, very supportive. Yeah.
Thank you very
Brilliant.
much.